Hi there everyone. Today I thought I would change up my scenery a little bit just to kind of change things up. So I'm in front of my kitchen window. So today I want to share a really delicious recipe with you that I've made twice before. And it's a peanut butter cake. And I got it from King Arthur Flour Company. I use their flour most of the time. I use other flours as well, but I really like King Arthur, and I always seem to find some really nice recipe. And this one is absolutely delicious. So I think you'll really enjoy this because it's something different. I mean, have you ever heard of a peanut butter cake? I hadn't, so I think you'll enjoy this. Thank you. You want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You do want to start by greasing and flouring your, whatever you're going to use. I'm using a 9 by 13 and two 9-inch cake pans. And I made a mistake. It would be actually three 8-inch cake pans if you wanted 3 layers, or two 9-inch, or the 9 by 13, however you want to do it. And this can be made with a frosting over it, like a buttercream, or you can do a 7-minute frosting, which is like an egg white frosting. Or you can just not do a frosting because it's a very rich, very flavorful cake. Today, I'm not going to do a frosting because it doesn't really need one. I mean, it just is really good with a buttercream frosting, which I've made. You can do any kind of frosting you want. You could even do chocolate, but I'm not going to do a frosting today. We're going to start by putting our brown sugar in our mixing bowl, and it's 2 cups. And then we're going to add our half a cup of softened butter and our 1 cup of creamy peanut butter. And we're going to put it in our mixing bowl, and then we're going to go mix this with our beater. And I'm going to use the paddle part of the beater. And so I'm going to mix this together. And then as soon as this is all mixed together, we're going to add our vanilla, baking powder, and salt. And then after that, we're going to be beating our eggs in 2 at a time, alternately with flour. And in the meantime, your milk should be out because you need it at room temp. So I put the jug back in the refrigerator after I poured 1 cup of milk to set at room temp. So we're mixing our peanut butter, sugar, and butter together right now. And we're going to mix it till it's creamy. And then we're going to add our vanilla, our baking powder, and salt. So I'm going to start adding that now because it's kind of getting creamy in the vanilla. And it is 1 tablespoon of vanilla. And now you're going to add a 1/4 cup of flour gradually and with 2 eggs. You're only adding 2 eggs at a time. So you want to do this alternately. Okay, we'll add some more flour and our eggs. More flour. And now you can start adding your room temp milk in gradually as well. So this is the last of the flour and the milk. You can see it's very creamy, and that's why, because we're doing it alternately. Where we don't put everything, we do it just gradually, alternating. So here's our really nice creamy batter. Doesn't that look wonderful? It really is an excellent cake. So now what you're going to do is fill up either your cake pans or your large 9 by 13 cake pan. And this one, this larger one, is going to bake about 45 minutes. And the other ones are going to bake anywhere from like 33 to 35 minutes or 30 to 33 minutes for the 8-inch, and the 9 inches could be a little longer. So you want to keep your eye on it though, because like every baker knows, everything depends on your oven. You know, I have a gas oven. Different people have different kind of ovens that bake either slower or cook, or they bake faster. And mine is just a little higher temp, so it's pretty normal for a gas oven. But I've just learned to know that it bakes a little faster because it's a little hotter. It runs hotter than most electric stoves, so it's normal for a gas stove though. So here we are. Now we're going to put this in the oven for about 45 minutes. But if you know me, I always go about 5 minutes less, so we'll try 40 to begin with. Middle rack we'll start with 40 minutes. So this is definitely done, I can tell. But I am going to put a toothpick in it and you can see it took 40 minutes, that was all. And it's done. So now we're going to let it cool probably 20 to 30 minutes to maybe even longer. So I've changed my mind. I'm a sucker for delectable desserts. So I just feel like I can't really present this properly without a frosting, because even though it tastes fine without, I can't really present it well to show you how good it is if it doesn't have anything on it. And believe me, this is really good without a frosting, but I want to present it so it looks as good as it is. So what we're going to do is, it's a cup of creamy peanut butter, a half a cup of butter. We're going to cream this together, and then we're going to add 2 cups of powdered sugar and 3 tablespoons of milk, or as much as you need. And this is going to be our peanut butter frosting. I just can't make this without showing it off, and the only way to show it off is with a frosting, unfortunately. So here's our finished frosting. You can see how creamy that is. We're going to frost a cake now. So here's our peanut butter frosting, and it is kind of like a buttercream with peanut butter in it, so it is real creamy. So now what we're going to do is frost our cake, and I'm going to leave my cake in the pan. Because I'm not really going to be taking this anywhere, just going to be here, so it's easier to just leave it in the pan. So I will have the recipe for this frosting, although I told you the ingredients. I will give you the recipe as well in the description where I have the cake recipe. So as you can see, this is a very decadent dessert. Real rich, creamy, and I just couldn't make this after thinking about it without having a frosting for it, because even if I know it's really good without one, I don't think other people recognize it when it isn't frosted. So we're going to cut this in just a few and give it a taste. Okay, we'll give it a try now. Okay, let's give this a try. It really looks wonderful. So I'm going to take a little taste of it and tell you how good it is. Absolutely decadent. Very, very good. If you like peanut butter, this is a peanut butter stream. It's really good. Tastes like peanut butter cookies, but it has a more dense cake flavor and cake texture. So I hope you give this a try, and I hope it turns out wonderful for you.